My name is Sister Kathy Crowley, and I've been a CSJ for 62 years. I entered in 1961. I was given a good foundation in just what's right, what feels right for people in terms of their lives, just in my family as well as my schooling. But something was just very foundational for me, and that was when I was at FUNdrive, getting my degree in education. And two of the sisters there, when we were junior sisters, that would have been like in 65, went to Selma. And they came back after being in Selma they went with the contingent of people from the St. Louis Archdiocese. And when they came back, they spoke to the student body. And I remember them talking about going over that bridge with the whole group of people. Because they had habits, they were put in the front row, came up the top of the bridge and just saw guns pointing at them below. And then they were like, well, here we are. But they were standing up for people who needed at that point a lot of allies. And that said to me, this group of women, I would like to be a part of this. And that inspired me. I've never risen to their height at all, but it really has been a real motivating force for me for anything that I've done in the rest of my life, because that was really standing up when standing up needed to happen. I mean, the whole idea of love is central to the Sisters of St. Joseph. We have a spirituality that says love of God and love of neighbor. There's no distinction. So if you're loving God, you have to love your neighbor. It impels you to love your neighbor. And the opposite is true. When you're loving your neighbor, you will love. That is loving God. And so that kind of interplay just pushes us forward to look at who is really suffering in this world, to read the signs of the times. And so when we do that, our mission of love is taking us anywhere where there are people who need allies, who need people to stand with them. And so you might have a group of sisters going to the border. They will have collected clothes, they will have collected toys, they will have collected lots of things, because people come with just often the clothes on their back and one backpack. And that's it. And they're fleeing terrible situations. We will then work with them to be able to get bus tickets, to get plane tickets if their family can afford that, but to get them to the next step. Might also be people who serve on the boards are actually found organizations to help women getting out of prison, get their families back, get employed, get health care. Another issue that is really dear to the heart of Sisters of St. Joseph is our anti-racism work. We have spent lots and lots of time reading, educating ourselves, talking to people, bringing in people to speak with us on trying to address white privilege. And we realize how we have benefited from that and how people of color have suffered from that. And so that's very important for us, that we really take on this issue by speaking up whenever we can. When we hear something, or if we say something, being cognizant of it and changing our attitudes. We're real active in is care for the earth, the environment. Because if we don't get it together in terms of our environment, all this other stuff isn't going to be worth anything. Really have cooperated a lot with the congregation on trying to get rid of plastics effort. And so you'll find us doing simple things like a lot of recycling, but also just going to stores and saying, can I have a brown bag instead and put it in a paper bag for me? Because I don't want to use any of the plastic. You'll also find us at the Pride Parade here in St. Louis. And so they'll be traveling in like a car or a van, and sisters walking, and so shows just carrying the big banner that says Sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet. And when they come back and they tell us, about their experience, it's so wonderful because they're saying we have received such a welcoming and a thank you for being part of the LGBTQIA community. We also have a sister who walks with parents and children who are going through the children going through gender identity questions. And that's a really tough thing. We had a time when about maybe 10 women came who were mothers or grandmothers of teenagers going through this. And it was just disheartening to see how they had to really put up with a lot of discrimination. But at least we can say, because we are part of the church, we can say, our part of the church welcomes you here, and we will walk with you and we will be with you. We do lots of other kinds of things, but mainly it's supporting anybody who is marginalized. That's how we carry out our mission of love. And so as you're hearing me talk about all these people, marginalized people, these causes that need support, if any of them strike a real chord with you and you think, yes, that I really need to be a part of, please feel free to donate. Join our team. Be a part of us. Be a partner with us in this social change that we're trying to bring this about as we try to build right relationships so that all people are treated fairly and that we are good with the earth. We thank you.